Hi friends, Teacher Rachel here, and this week we are working on the Very Grouchy Ladybug, which is by Eric Carle. So we are going to try to make a ladybug picture that is inspired by Eric Carle's books, which tend to have lots of textures and lots of different colors. So I hope you can have some fun with this. In your packet this week, you would have gotten some circle tissue paper, some square tissue paper, a piece of black paper, a piece of white paper, and a piece of brown paper. You're probably also going to need some glue, maybe some crayons, and definitely some scissors. So we're going to start out with the white paper. This is what we are going to use to make our ladybug. So I'm going to show you a cool technique that's called rubbing. So we're going to take a crayon. You can take a broken crayon, one that's missing the paper, and you put it on its side and you rub like this. If there's anything underneath your paper, it will pick up the texture of it. Like in this case, it's kind of picking up the texture of this wood table that I'm sitting at. But it gives this kind of cool effect, and it's a fun way to kind of make your whole paper red. You can do other colors too. You don't have to do a ladybug if you want to be like doing a spider or doing a cricket, or whatever you like. So I'm going to add a little red, maybe a little orange, give it some color. And then I'm going to take and find, I've got some, I have a circle red tissue paper. I've got these little red tissue squares. Maybe I'll take a couple of orange ones and a couple of brown ones. You can do whatever color you want. Their ladybugs come in all sorts of different colors. So they don't have to be red. There are blue ladybugs. There are yellow ladybugs. Whatever ones you want. I'm just sticking with red myself, because those that's what is like in the book. So I'm going to take some glue and I'm going to smear it around all over my paper and get it good and sticky. And you don't have to worry about it because it will dry clear. So just lather it on there. All right. And then I'm going to take and start sticking my squares of tissue paper to the paper. Oh, I got two there. And creating a texture. It doesn't matter how they go on there, because we're going to end up cutting the paper anyways. So just stick some stuff to the paper any old which way. I'm going to take this one, kind of rip it into smaller pieces, give it some different shape there. This one over here. This one will go down here. Maybe this one will go over here. All right, so here I've got some tissue stuck to this paper. I'm going to set this aside and let it dry a little bit while I work on my background. So for your background, you can use the brown paper, you can use a blue paper, white paper, whatever paper you have. I'm going to use the brown that I sent home, and I'm going to do the same thing with my brown crayon. Do some rubbing on here and give it kind of a different color, different feel. And then I'm going to take, I think, my orange, do part of it orange and some yellow on here. Maybe a little bit of the black will make this corner a little bit darker. And I even have this blue, so why not, right? All right. So I've got some nice color on here. I'm going to go ahead and put some more glue on. I've decided that for my background, I want my ladybug to kind of have like a twig to sit on, and maybe a leaf or a couple of leaves. So I'm going to use my glue to kind of roughly plan out my twig and leaf. And then I'm going to take some brown tissue paper and start sticking it. You can rip it up if you want. I don't think there's any brown circles, so you just have to use square ones. And you can stick it on here any old which way. Remember, it's your project. You do it how you want. No one else gets to decide. Just have fun with it. All right, so I'm kind of crunching up my tissue paper, which I wasn't doing intentionally, but now that I look at it, it kind of looks like bark on a tree, and I really, really like it. So I'm gonna stick with it. All right, so they've got my twig here. Now I'm gonna make a leaf. I think there's some green in the circles, so I'm gonna try to find a green one. Yeah. if I can get it out of there. Oh my goodness. They're all stuck together. Okay, and I got it. All right, so I'm gonna rip this and make some leaves. And oh, you know what? This kind of looks like a leaf all on its own. So I'm gonna do this, and I'm gonna add a leaf down here to my branch. Yeah, I dig it. Okay, and then I'm gonna kind of shred this one up a little bit more and stick it over here for this leaf. And then I'm gonna grab one of these other greens. Whoop, the air is on. And I'm gonna stick some of these on, and then have this other green. So it should be about three colors of green, and I'm gonna tear this one up too and kind of stick it on there. And maybe I should put a little bit more glue over here. There. I'll put this there. Maybe put this one over here. So there we go. So there I have a branch and some leaves. And here's another leaf sticking out. So I have, this is pretty much ready for my ladybug. So now to finish the ladybug. Okay, so I'm gonna set that aside and grab my paper. Mine's not totally dry. You might wait till yours is a little bit more dry, but I'm gonna go ahead and start. So I'm gonna do a ladybug like in the book. So like you're looking at her from her level. So I'm gonna do kind of a half circle shape. So I'm gonna cut it straight across, and then I'm going to cut a round domed top. Now you can always do, if you would rather, like looking at your ladybug from above, just cut like an oval or a circle shape as well. I'm gonna set that aside. So here I've got the body of my ladybug, and I'm gonna go ahead and glue it to this page. So I'm gonna put a little bit of glue on the back, and I'm gonna stick her right there. So now what is my ladybug missing? Well, you know what? She does need some legs. Legs would be a good idea. Do you know how many legs a ladybug has? Ladybugs have 6 legs. So I'm going to cut a strip of paper. You can use paint. You can use crayons, markers, whatever you want to use. I'm going to use a strip of paper, and I'm going to rip it up into 6 pieces, about the same size, just because ladybugs' legs usually tend to be about the same size. And then I'm going to put some glue on the underside of my ladybug. And I'm going to line up my legs like so. So I have 1, 2, 3 on this side. And then I have 1, 2, 3 on this side. And just going to stick that right down. All right, so I've got that. And then ladybugs, they have wings, right? And so the way that we usually show ladybugs have wings in pictures is by putting a black line down the middle. So I'm going to do that right here. Again, you can use crayons, markers, whatever you'd like. And then I'm going to take my black paper and make my ladybug some spots. So when cutting a circle, you usually hold your hand with your scissors pretty still, and then you use your other hand to actually move the paper, like so. So I'm just going to cut 5 or 6 little circles, or not really circles, roundish shapes out of my black paper. They don't have to be perfect. Ladybug spots tend to look different, and they're not all perfectly round. So I'm just going to cut some little spots and see how it goes. Let's see, I've got 4 now. Let's do 2 more. Five, and whoop. And 6. And note, they all look different. None of them are perfectly round, but that is okay. So I'm going to put a little dab of glue on the back of each one of them and stick them on my ladybug. I'm going to put 3 on each side just because that feels like a fun number. And last one. All right, so now she needs her head. So I'm going to cut kind of a roundish shape. You could do a half circle shape. You could do whatever shape you feel like a ladybug's head looks like. Let's see. I'll put some glue on here and stick her head on like so. she does need some antenna. She needs her antennas. So I'm going to cut it again out of this black paper. You can use paint. You can use crayons, markers, whatever you choose. I'm just going to use the black paper. And give her some antenna. These are kind of long. I don't know. Let's see. I made them kind of pointy at the end. Just, I don't know. It looks kind of cool like that, I guess. Oh, my Q-tip is falling apart. So I'm going to put a little glue on this one. And stick it on here. There's one little antenna. And stick this other one on here. Lift that up a little bit. There's two little antennas. Now I'm going to make her some eyes. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a piece of the leftover white paper. I'm going to fold it in half. So I have two even, or not even, but two of the same size and shape eyeballs. And I'm going to go ahead and cut it out like so. And so the back side is red from me coloring my ladybug, so that's where I'm going to put the glue at, and then just stick it on there. So the white side is facing forward. Like that. And then I'm going to take my black crayon. You could use marker, or you could cut out some black paper and give her some little eyeballs. Like that. And ta-da! There is my Grouchy ladybug, and you can make her a little mouth, whatever you'd like. I would love to see how yours turn out. This was one that, my practice one that I had made earlier. You can see it's a little bit different. I did a different shape. So just have fun with it. And I want to see them. Send me pictures. All right. I hope you enjoyed this project. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.